Well, hey there, and welcome to Wednesday Wisdom, the day of the week where I share tools, tips, tactics, and strategies for us all to stay current and relevant on social media to generate leads, clients, customers, and sales. And today is all about lead gen. So I posted in my Facebook group and I sent some messages out to my email list asking what are some of your questions about lead gen. And today I'm going to answer those questions. So this is the second video in my three-part series. The first video was on automation. This one's on lead gen, and the one next week is going to be all about Facebook and Instagram ads. So let's get into it. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate you. If you do not know me, my lips are really shiny. If you do not know me, my name is Cecelia Faye Morris, also known as the Digital Marketing Maven, and I teach business owners how to build their brand and their business online using automation, AI, and Facebook. And I've been doing this for over 5 years, helped over 300 network marketers and online business builders generate hundreds of thousands of leads using these digital marketing strategies. So let's get into the lead gen of it all. So the first question that came through, and it came through multiple times, was, is my ideal audience on Facebook? Unless you are a B2B, yes, your audience is on Facebook. If you're B2B, then your audience is on LinkedIn. Let me tell you how I can confidently say that. Because in 2022, HubSpot did a survey of all daily social media users. In 2022, Facebook had 67% market share, and these are daily social media users, and Instagram had two. And because Facebook owns Instagram, that means it has 69% of the daily market share of social media users, and all the other platforms, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, whatever, all of them combined have to share that 31%. So I did another research this year, 2025, and as of October, I believe, of 2024, Facebook still has 67% of the market of daily social media users, but Instagram jumped up by almost 11%. So that is now 78. They went up 8 points in 3 years. Facebook and Instagram combined went up 8 points in 3 years of all daily social media users. So now, instead of sharing that 31%, they're sharing, what is that? I said 33. What was it before 60? Oh, 67, 69. Now it's 78. Look, I can't do math in my head. What happened to me as an engineer? So now in 2022, all the other platforms had to share 31%. 2025, they're sharing 22%. So is your ideal audience on Facebook? If you are a B2C, heck yeah, you better get with the program. All right. And I'll talk about that more next week when I talk about the Facebook ads of it all. So the next question is, what information should go on your graphic and what goes on your caption if it's a sale and if it's an awareness post? Great question. So first of all, let me talk about what the difference is for text on a graphic and a caption. All right, so text on a graphic is just a small blurb. Like if you go to YouTube and you see the thumbnails, that's text on a graphic. A caption is a longer explanation. Most captions are basically, especially if you're doing videos, then the captions are just the words, that I'm speaking, scrolling across the screen. But also captions are what is called the description in your post. So I'm sorry, I keep looking up here. I got some weird stuff going on. The caption is basically the description of your post. It is a longer explanation of exactly what it is you're doing. So if you are running a post to do a sale, now if you're doing it organically, don't expect a whole lot. I'm just saying. If you're doing it organically, I would suggest that you use captions because you got to give people a story to warm them up to be able to click on your offer to go to the next step and buy your thing. Now, if they're clicking on it and they're not buying it, if you're able to track that, which you should be, then that means that the page that they have to buy from is not sexy enough. Whatever you said said on your caption, they were like, oh yeah, that sounds interesting. But when they went to your page to buy it, they got there and they was like, womp, 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 and they didn't buy. So that is how you can tell whether or not your page, your sales page is good. If they're not clicking from your description on your ad, then you know that your description is not sexy enough. You're not touching the emotional part of what it is they want. You're not explaining how this is solving their problem. You're not sharing a rags to riches story of how you came to this solution and why this works or whatever. You're not maybe sharing testimonies of other people who have used this thing and had results. So that is how you would use a caption for a sale post. Again, if it's just a post for information, inspiration, and engagement, then you can put text on the post. But if it's a post for a sale, you got to give people a reason to give you their credit card information. All right, so that was that question. And if it's an awareness posts are they're good and they're also cheap on Facebook when you want to run ads to it. Again, we'll talk about that next week. But if it's awareness, you could do just a color block like on Facebook, right? So I did a color block a couple of months ago, few months ago, last year. It says something like 92% of all adults report having sleep issues. Are you one of them? Yes or no? That's an awareness post, right? And then the people who commented yes, they got into my ecosystem with the Manny chat, and so we had conversations in Messenger until I decided it was appropriate to take our online offline. So yeah, so that's an example of how you can use a words on an image with, and it's not really an image because you know Facebook lets you do those color blocks. So there's one example of how you can do an awareness post. Again, there's many ways that you can do it. Even with awareness, what I would suggest, and you can do this for a sales post too. I would suggest you use a combination of both, right? Have text on the image. So the image is going to grab people's attention and stop the scroll. The description or caption is what's going to tell people about what it is you have and get them to take whatever call to action that you give them. So again, I suggest you use graphics, images on graphics and captions. So you put a small blurb on the image to get people's attention and build curiosity. And then you use the caption / description to give them more information. All right, the next question on deck today is, should you also have your website on a landing page that has only one product and an upsell on it so they can view full list, or is that too broad? Yes, it is way too broad. Your landing page is for people to do one thing, and that's one thing only. Some of my clients, when they come to me, they have their landing page on their website, but then across the top, you know, they got home, about me, contact us, or whatever, products maybe. The thing about it is if you give people too much information and you only want them to do one thing, they're going to start clicking around, and then the dog's going to want to go outside, and then the kid's going to drop a glass of milk on the floor, and then Amazon's going to ring the doorbell for a delivery. And by the time they get back to the computer with your stuff up there, they're going to be like, what was I doing? So a landing page is to do one thing, and that's to get people to give you their name, email, phone number, address, or some combination thereof. So don't have any information on your landing page that is not related to your offer to get them to take action. Now, on the next page, which is where a lot of people miss the boat, lots of times people say, oh, great, check your email for blah, 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 right? But that's it. They leave it there. But the next page, as you ask in your questions about the upsell is where you can get them to buy whatever your offer is, as long as it's reasonably priced. And you tell people the benefit of having your upsell and how it will improve the results they will get from your lead magnet. So your landing page is for your lead magnet. Your upsell is to make money. And when you use those together and you do it well and you're running ads to it, you're going to have an SLO, which is a self-liquidating offer, which means that your ads are paid for by your sales. So again, please don't put any other information on your landing page except for people to sign up. Now, for your website, if you want to build in landing pages on your website, that's totally fine because that's your website. So let's just say you sell a physical product. On the products page, you could have landing pages there for people who are interested in certain products. On your website, you don't really have to have a landing page, but what you can do is have a pop-up that comes up that says, give me your name and email for a 10% discount. Give me your name and email to get my PDF on whatever. So you can do that for your website. But most certainly do not have your website on your landing page. All right, friends, the next question is, what do my customers really want from me? You know what? If I could answer that question, I would be like a quadrillionaire. Like everybody wants to know, what's the secret sauce? What do my customers want from me? What can I do to build that know, like, and trust factor? So, excuse me. Can you believe, side note, so my coworker gave me the flu on February 23rd. And here we are, damn near 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 week, 5, if you count the week I had it. 5 weeks later, and I'm still not 100%. I got congestion, my throat and my voice goes away sometimes. It's crazy. And it was type A flu. Two things I want to say about that. One, make sure you keep your vitamin C and your electrolytes on point. And two, for you people who work and are sick, please quit going to work and making everybody else sick. All right. And then if you want to know why I'm working, it's not the kind of work you think it is. But nonetheless, here we go. Let's see. What do your customers really want? Well, if you don't know what your customers want, then guess what? You need to do some market research. But you know what? Market research is so much simpler and easy now because of ChatGPT and how it has revolutionized the world of copywriting, market research, offer creation, sales page creation. I mean, all of that has been revolutionized by the invention and the release of ChatGPT onto the world. So if you want to know what your customers really want, ask ChatGPT. Also, let's look at your gurus. Find the industry leaders in your niche and see what they're offering, see what they're selling. I do this all the time. I'm always signing up for somebody's training. Anybody that's in the digital marketing space, you will see me in their training, whether it's free or if I got to pay $100 or whatever. And the reason why I do that is for two things. One, I need to see what the gurus in my industry are doing so I can stay on top of things. And two, I need to know what they're charging for what they offer because I need to be in that same range, right? Nobody likes to race to the bottom because nobody's making any money. Nothing sucks worse than getting less than you want from your clients, right? You're doing more work for the money that you really didn't want anyway. And nobody buys a $7 lobster. So what does that mean? If you're the cheapest, you won't be the best. And if you're the best, you won't be the cheapest. So with that being said, if you want to know what your customers really want, use ChatGPT. You got to ask the right questions. And I'll give you a tip on how you can find out how to effectively use ChatGPT at the end of this video, so stay tuned. But you got to find out what they want, see what your industry leaders are doing, and be a copycat. A good friend of mine, Sean Johnson, once said, it's okay to be a copycat as long as you copy the right cat. All right, so the next question is, how much free content should I be putting out? Another great question. So I'm going to give you what I learned from Chris and Landon from the Clients and Community Club, which is now Client Genie. And they said you should only be posting like 2-3 times a week in terms of free content. Because if you post any more than that, then people are just going to get so used to it that they'll tune you out. And your post should always be about free content. Sometimes it's a call to action. So for example, these Wednesday Wisdoms, yes, I do them on YouTube, but I also, and by the way, wherever you watch them, give me some likes, some love, drop a comment, share this with somebody who needs to see it, and thank you in advance. Oh, and subscribe and click that bell if it's YouTube so you get notified whenever I post a video. Anywho, so yes, I do these videos every Wednesday and I post them on YouTube and I post them inside of my Facebook group. But on my other social media, I say, hey, I got this video about this. If you want to know, join my Facebook group. So that's an example of giving away free content, but also giving them direction on how to get that free content. And then again, according to Chris and Landy, Client Genie Pros, they are all about, building and growing your Facebook group and finding the people who want your product, service, opportunity. They said 2 to 3 times a week and switch it up. And then you can also do like free content, like not just, but you can say, I've got an interview with the client who had an 800% ROI for his Facebook ads. You want that video? They say yes. That starts a conversation in Messenger. Get them that video. So again, don't overdo it because then people will tune you out. I don't care how good you are. If you do it too much, like you want people to like be anticipating. That's why I only do Wednesday Wisdom. Sometimes I throw an extra video in there, but mostly I just do the Wednesday Wisdoms because I want people to know if you want the good stuff, come to Wednesday Wisdom, join my Facebook group. All right, next question. What exactly is lead generation? So there's three types of lead generation. You can beg it, you can build it, borrow it, or buy it. Build it is where you are actively doing organic marketing and outreach in a way that you are introducing yourself to the people that you want to do business with, right? Whether it's a product, service, or opportunity. That's the build it. Borrow it is where you team up with somebody and you two or three or five or 12 do something together and then you're sharing your audience. So an example of borrow it is I did a summit a few years ago and I'll probably never do one again because it's like herding cats. No offense to the people who attended, they were awesome. But I did a summit where I interviewed 28 people over 14 days. And what the requirement was for me to interview you and share you with my audience is one, you need to have an email list of 3,000 or more. Two, you have to commit to promoting at least 3 times this event with me giving you the social media, digital real estate, the thumbnails, the images, all that good stuff. Once, and of those three, one's had to be pre-event and two had to be during the event. So not only would then I build my audience because they're coming to my page to get that information. So for their people who came to my page to get their name and email to listen to this interview, I'm getting that. So that's how you borrow other people's audience. So you might be like, well, what's the benefit for them? Well, the benefit for them is they all gave away a free gift. And the free gift was a button attached to the bottom of the video. So any of the people who were there who wanted the free gift would click that button and then it would go to their landing page. Juicy mouth over here. Okay, so that is the borrow it. And then the buy it is what we're going to talk about next week, which is Facebook and Instagram ads. But the thing about lead generation, I don't care if you're a brick and mortar or if you're an online business, if you are not generating leads, eventually your business is going to die. You've got to have a consistent flow of people coming into your world every single day if you want to keep your business alive. That's why so many people in network marketing are part of the NFL club, no friends, family left. So if you don't want to lose your friends and family, you need another way to reach out and find the people who want to do business with you. And the 3 ways again, build it, borrow it, buy it. I'm a proponent of the buy it club myself. And I've done a couple of borrows. I did my own summit 3 years ago, but I've been at other people's events where I've given away something free and I built my list that way as well. All right, last question. How does one go about the automation of lead generation? Awesome, awesome, awesome. You do that through Facebook and Instagram ads, which I'll talk about in a minute. So I've got a whole 7-step ecosystem that I share with people inside of my Get Leads, Clients, and Sales Masterclass. So the first thing is your core offer. The second thing is your lead magnet. I know most people focus on the lead magnet, but I like to focus on the core offer. The reason why is because there's no money in the lead magnet, the money's in the offer. So once you have your core offer, then you build a lead magnet that leads to your core offer, right? Now, when you do that, only 3%-ish of the people will take you up on your core offer, which is essentially an upsell. How do you do the other 97%? I'll tell you that in a minute. So you got your core offer, you got your lead magnet, then you need your marketing materials. So you got to have your marketing materials in place so you can introduce the world and let them know who you are, what you do, who you serve, and what you have. And then I'm not going to give you the other 4, but I will tell you, if you want to know the other 4, then you can watch my Get Leads, Clients, and Sales Masterclass, where I show you actually how to go about and use automation for lead generation. That is today's video. I am Cecelia Faye Morris, also known as the Digital Marketing Maven, and I help business owners build their brand and their business online using automation, AI, and Facebook, and I do it with mastering digital marketing strategies. Thank you for watching. Wherever you're watching me from, give me some likes and hub, drop a comment, and share with somebody who needs to see this. And if it's YouTube, subscribe and click that bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video. And if you want to be part of my Facebook group where I share juicy content like this and so much more, click the link in the description above this video. And if you want to learn about lead generation through my Get Leads, Clients, and Sales Masterclass, click the link somewhere around this video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.